Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Shelby and today I'm going to be giving you guys a little life update as well as telling you my January TBR. So I'm going to start with the life update as that directly impacts my content for the rest of the month. As you may or may not know, I am a senior in college and my college experience was kind of screwed up because of the big ol' panini. One of the big things that got screwed up was my chance to go abroad for a semester, but luckily my school offers a program where you can go abroad for just January. It's kind of like a January term, if you will, and that will allow me to get the abroad credit I need to graduate. So this January, I am actually gonna be in Hawaii for 3 weeks studying and learning the culture, and I am so incredibly excited. However, that means I will not be able to post regularly on YouTube. I hope to keep my Instagram and my Instagram stories updated. I will be posting like weekly reel vlogs on Instagram and doing my Instagram stories. So if you'd like to know what I'm up to in Hawaii, I definitely recommend following me on that platform. I'm really excited to be going on this experience. I'm also very anxious about it. I don't do well with the unknown, and this is kind of a big one, especially with how everything is going in the world right now. So I am feeling a bit anxious about that. I just want to be transparent, but something that this pandemic has taught me is that you can't let anxiety rule your life. You won't get anything done with that mindset. So this is kind of like the culmination of that for me, not letting my anxiety rule my life. So that is my life update. Now I'm going to tell you guys what books I am planning to bring to Hawaii. So I'm only planning to bring 2 physical books just for packing ease. The rest of the books I am getting on Kindle Unlimited. So let's get started. The first physical book I am bringing with me to Hawaii is Echoes and Empires by Morgan Rhodes. This book follows Jocelyn, who kind of lives in this alternate reality. It seems very modern, but there's magic and kings and queens and things like that. And she lives in this kingdom where magic is very strictly prohibited. When she accidentally gets caught in this robbery that goes wrong, she is infected by magic and now has to find a way to get rid of it without the queen or the kingdom finding out. I am about 50 pages into this book right now. It's really interesting. I'm really enjoying the main character, Jocelyn. I like how fearless she is. She doesn't really give any fucks about what people think about her. She's very authentically herself and isn't afraid to be like a little bratty, but in a way that I'm not necessarily annoyed with. So as I said, I'm only 50 pages in, lots more to this book to go, but I think it's going to be a really interesting read. And it's going to be my first read of 2022. The second physical book I am planning to bring with me is The Heart Principle by Helen Hoang. I really wanted to diversify the genres that I was bringing with me in case I got tired of fantasy. I could have a romance or a contemporary there for me. So The Heart Principle is the 3rd book in the Kiss Quotient series by Helen Hoang. One thing that I really love about Helen Hoang is that there is disability rep in all of her books. Usually one of her main characters will have some kind of disorder such as autism or OCD, something like that. And she really makes these romances come alive and you fall in love with these characters. And I think it's just really great representation for mental illness, which is just one of the reasons I adore her books. So as I said, this is the 3rd book in the series. They kind of all center around like the same but different people. Each book focuses on one couple, but you'll find that the next book follows a couple that was mentioned in that previous book, if that makes sense. I feel like I did not explain that well, but yeah, so I'm really excited to read The Heart Principle. It came out last April and I'm only now getting to it, and I think it's just going to be a really great beach read. So moving on to the Kindle Unlimited books I am planning on getting this month. I have 2 more fantasies and 2 more romances, and you might think that 6 books is a lot to bring for only 3 weeks, but to that I say I'm gonna have a lot of long plane rides, long bus drives, so I think that having a plethora of books is not necessarily a bad thing, especially for when I'm bored or honestly when I'm feeling anxious when I'm there. Books are really great ways for me to kind of center myself and get lost in another world. So yes, I am total bringing 6 books. So this is the first of the Kindle Unlimited fantasies I am getting, and it is A Deal with the Elf King by Elise Kova. I've heard mixed things about this book. It is about this village that has a lot of women, and every so often an elf will come to the village demanding a bride. We follow Luella, who thinks she is safe from the elf people, but is sorely mistaken when the elf king actually chooses her to be his next bride. It is a standalone novel inspired by Hades and Persephone, Beauty and the Beast. I've been told it's a bit slow burn and has some steam in it, so I'm very excited to finally read it. I love a good fantasy with forbidden romance with enemies to lovers, so yeah, I think I'm really going to enjoy this one. The next book I am getting from Kindle Unlimited, also a fantasy, is The Zodiac Academy. This book has been all over my TikTok page. I've heard the first book is really iffy, but then it gets better as the series progresses, so I thought, let's get this book out of the way. This is kind of like a steamy academy bully romance that's also fantasy, and it takes place at this Zodiac Academy, which means you have some kind of elemental magic associated with your zodiac, and this follows 2 twins who are actually like the heirs to this kingdom where the Zodiac Academy is, but they did not know it until they got their invitation, and they arrive at this academy, and it's kind of about their journey, about their experience at this Zodiac Academy, learning magic, kind of getting shit on from some of the other guys. I like a bully romance. There are quite a few bully romances that I genuinely enjoy. I haven't really seen a lot of them in fantasy, and I'm interested to see how this one goes because there are ways to do a bully romance well, and there are ways to not do it well, so we'll have to see which category this falls into. The next book I am getting is a contemporary romance, and it is called To Love Jasonthorne by Ella Mays. I was just kind of browsing my Kindle library when I came across this one. I haven't really heard of it from anyone, but it looks so cute. It is about a girl who fell in love with her brother's best friend, but he kind of stomped on her heart, and now years later he is this big movie star, and she is a writer, and she actually writes a movie that he gets cast in, so now she is forced to work with him on this movie, kind of bringing up old feelings that they had for each other in childhood. This has, once again, a lot of really cool tropes. It has forced proximity, it has brother's best friend, and I'm just really excited to see the progression of this book. I love it when romantic partners have that kind of past history together. I think that's really fun to explore in romance books, and I'm very excited to see how it plays out in this one. I also personally love stories where like one half of the couple is famous and the other isn't. I think that creates a really interesting dynamic, and once again, I'm just really interested to see how it plays out in this book. I'm really looking forward to reading this one, especially because I haven't seen that much on it yet, so hopefully I'll enjoy it. The final book that I have here is The Off Limits Rule by Sarah Adams. I read my first Sarah Adams book last year. It was called The Cheat Sheet, and I absolutely loved it. It was recommended to me by a friend on Instagram, and I just fell in love with Sarah Adams' brand of writing. She has a really relatable voice, and I really felt like I could connect with her characters in a way that you can't always connect with romance characters. So that was really exciting for me. I'm really excited to try my next book of hers. This one is also brother's best friend, actually. This book is actually also the brother's best friend trope. We follow our heroine who has hit rock bottom and is kind of forced to move in with her brother and his best friend. And her brother's kind of like warning her to stay away from him. He is off limits, but you know, you can't help when attraction strikes. So I think that's also going to be forced proximity in a really interesting way, seeing as the brother is also living with them. I don't know, I think it's going to be really funny. Knowing Sarah Adams, it's going to be full of hilarious hijinks and some really nice, genuine moments. I really loved that about The Cheat Sheet, and if you haven't read The Cheat Sheet and you want a really good sports romance, I highly recommend it. But I'm really excited to start reading some of her other work because she has a ton of romance that I just cannot wait to dive into. And those are all the books I am planning to read in January. I am so excited to get to all of them. I think it's a really nice mixed mixed bag of romance and fantasy, which are my top 2 genres probably. Let me know what you are planning to read in January down below. I am just so excited for this year and this month, kind of starting it off on this big adventure. Once again, I will not be posting on this channel until February when I get back, but if you would like to follow my adventures in Hawaii, be sure to follow me on Instagram. I'll be posting weekly vlogs on there as well as photos. So yeah, if you have made it this far, be sure to comment a little plain emoji. I think that would be fun. If you guys like this video, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Hit the notification bell to get updates on when I post. I post every single week, and I will see you guys in February. Bye!